All right, hello everyone. I'm Artosis, and I'm here with two of my bestest buddies in the whole wide world. We got Tasteless, the smiling one, and IdrA, the one that looks upset and is now smiling because I'm funny. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk today about something we haven't really gone over a whole lot, and that is BattleNet 2.0 and what annoys us, what we think should be improved, and all that good stuff. So, Tasteless, let's go ahead and start with you.
Sure. You know, BattleNet 2.0 is pretty interesting so far. For me, I've kind of had some mixed reactions because there's been these new features like the Facebook, people adding you on Facebook, as well as you know, the add-on tags and stuff for your name.
Oh yeah.
Like on the older BattleNet, I was tasteless.tasteless. And for me, I kind of have mixed feelings about that kind of stuff because, for instance, with Facebook, I don't actually want my friends on Facebook adding me on BattleNet.
Oh, I get you on that.
As strange as that
They're
may
newbies,
sound,
man.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want people I went to high school with and stuff like that. I don't want them finding me on there because I feel guilty denying them. I'm hoping there's like a way that I can kind of opt out of being in part of that. You know what I mean? Because at least for me, when I'm on BattleNet, there's only a few select people I even want to talk to on BattleNet. Those are people I train with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody like IdrA or you, Dan, Artosis, you're people I would have on my list just because those are people I train with. But I don't really get on StarCraft to be social. And I think that's true for a lot of competitive StarCraft players. It's not a social outlet for us. It's really a competitive activity that we engage in. So stuff like that's kind of weird, as well as people that I don't know or finding out my ID. And obviously, the first time I did it, I didn't realize how it worked. So I was just tasteless.tasteless. That's easy to find. But I was getting a lot of messages from people I don't know, I didn't really want to talk to. And at the same time, I just kind of wish it was harder to get a hold of somebody. For instance, when the game's released, I'm not going to use the same identifier, but I mean, eventually people will find out, you know, who I am on there. And you know, I just prefer my privacy, so that's kind of something, at least for me, the biggest deal.
That's right, actually. They're going to add random 3-digit or 4-digit numbers, I forget, as the identifier from now on, as when the beta comes back. What do you think about that, you guys? Like, eventually your numbers are going to get out there, and everyone and their brother is going to add you.
Yeah.
In fact, you play one newbie on the ladder, and he right-clicks, adds you to his friend list. He's going to have access to that number.
Yeah, that's what bothers me.
Given the current system, I've kind of given up on having that kind of privacy there. I mean, it's just not built to work. And it's only going to get worse as people get more and more famous. Because, I mean, now you have people like me and White-Raw or Damar or whatever. But imagine if you have Nada or Boxer playing on BattleNet 2. Everyone on the server is going to add them and bug them.
Or
right now you can't even block people. It's really bad.
I think they'll probably fix that eventually.
Yeah,
not being able to block people.
Yeah, I'm betting they'll fix that, but I mean, for me, it's just, like I said, I just really value my privacy. And it's not that I don't like, you know, for instance, fans of the people that have watched my stuff or see me at BlizzCon, but it's just that, you know, I don't.
We're on there to practice.
Yeah, I'm actually not on there to talk to people to any extent. So for me, I'm just hoping that they make it very secure so that I don't have to, you know, I already have enough people trying to add me on Facebook that I actually, you know, I'm glad that, you know, they're interested in me and stuff, but, you know, that again, for instance, Facebook, another thing, I don't use Facebook to interact with, you know, fans and stuff like that. I use it to interact with friends and family. So this has kind of been like a new issue, actually, in the modern day, is, you know, kind of the death of privacy on the internet and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting, but it's something I've been thinking about lately. But I'm curious about what it's going to be like with StarCraft 2, especially if you have somebody like Greg being a pro gamer and me, you know, doing TV shows and broadcasting at tournaments.
Now, speaking of being a pro gamer, one thing that I know you're a little bit concerned about is the way that you can see people's build orders from practice.
Yeah, there's two huge things, I think, just massive problems when it comes to competition. The build order one is pretty big, because if you add anyone, not even real ID or anything, you get to play a game with them, you add them afterwards, you can go in their profile, see every game they've played, including custom games, and then go and look at the build order for every game. So I mean, you can't have anything that relies on surprise. You can't 8-rack someone if they know it's coming. And now, I kind of accept that. I expect I'm going to have to buy another account to get a practice ID, practice in private.
Yep.
Just because I'm going to want to play on the ladder on my main account, and there's no way that ladder matches aren't going to be somewhat public. But even if I have that private account, and say I have to play cool, so I want to practice with Demaga, I have to let Demaga add me so we can play games together. But then a month down the road, I have to play Demaga in a tournament. He has my practice ID added, and he can see what I'm doing. So do I have to buy a new ID every time I want to practice, or how is that supposed to work?
So a percentage of your tournament winnings has to go towards a new beta copy or a new game copy.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. I'm sorry, do you have more to say?
Yeah, there's one.
Go ahead, sorry.
It's actually relatively new, and I think it's kind of still a rumor. I don't know, the Chinese site that posted about OS2L said that there's going to be LAN for tournaments only. That's just another absolutely
That's
huge
actually
problem.
something really interesting. Now, a lot of people got a little bit excited about that, but tell us why that is a problem, in fact.
It's good that they want there to be LAN. LAN is obviously the best option for competitive play. But if you don't practice on LAN, then you play worse on LAN.
Yep.
Obviously, your units don't react at the same time, so you have everything timed out wrong and stuff. So that means either quality of play suffers, or I've heard that professional competitive players, like the Pro League players or whatever, will be able to access LAN mode, so that obviously they could practice and they could play their best at LAN. But then the amateurs who want to go and compete but don't have access to that, then they're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And if you want to give competitive amateurs the option, then where do you draw the line?
I know,
you can't
it's
give
a slippery slope, isn't it?
Yeah. Really, I don't know why they just don't have, validate, then go to LAN. You have to sign in, but once you sign in, then you can go play on LAN mode.
That
It's
would
just to fix everything. I don't know why they don't do it.
I'm sure there is some complicated reason having to do with pirating, most likely. I would say that has
Yeah,
to be.
I'm sure there's a reason that we don't quite know, because we don't make servers for games and stuff. But
That's true. I don't see, if you have to authenticate first, I'm not really sure what it could be.
I don't know. I totally agree with Greg on the LAN issue here for tournaments and stuff. But I also kind of want to echo what he was saying with people having access to your build orders or replays. I mean, StarCraft it's a game about execution, but it's also a game about psychology and surprising people and
real-time strategy.
Exactly. And then if you can't control who can see what you're practicing, I mean, that's really damaging. Obviously, everybody who's a competitive player wants to have their games available on some level, right? I mean, I play competitively, and I'm happy to give some of my replays out or strategies out to people who are interested in learning the game. But if I have no control over what people can see, then all of a sudden it's tough for me to practice. What if my opponent can very easily figure out that I'm practicing, fast expansion instead of a harassment style play? So these are issues that